Hey guys, Kickassreaction here, and today we're here to begin Season 2, the final season of Arcane League of Legends. I didn't mean to do this at the start when this came out, but, you know, beyond just general delays and stuff, it just didn't end up happening. I think what it mostly is it's a case of, like, unwillingness to accept a series that I really do enjoy reaching its conclusions, you know, because you get kind of those, I guess sometimes those series where if I've been doing them for a very long time, that they just gain a natural attachment, you know, in general, because of how long they've been a part of the channel and a part of my daily routine, you know, something like regular show, stuff like that, where it really hits near the end that it's gonna end, right? It really hits that we are in the final section of a series. When it comes to something like Arcane, though, the quality is so high, you know, the characters are so endearing to watch, to see the journey of, you know, you really feel for them, either, you know, greatly or really tragically, in terms of some of these characters in this series, that it's just hard to really accept that you're at a finite point in the series now where it's over. I don't believe we knew that Arcane Season 2 would be the final season of this story, right? So it was a case of like, do I really want to do this? You know, I've had it before. I've delayed certain series, not on the channel or anything, but I've delayed series where I postponed watching the finale episode because I just didn't want to conclude it. You know, the minute I crossed that threshold, we're done. I'm done. I have nothing to look forward to afterwards. And when it comes to a series like this, where, you know, Jinx's journey, Violet's journey, Jace's journey, you know, Victor, Mel, like, they're done after this, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to accept that, but all things do end, you know, and I'm curious to see where we're gonna go with this. So, got a little prepared, you know. We got a very appropriate shirt here, a Jinx style shirt. It is wearing out a bit because it is about a year old now, because I've had this for a little while. So I probably will get another one of these at some point in the future because I really like Jinx. Might get a Violet one as well, or something like that. They mostly are sold together. You know, got that. Got the Blu-ray, which is great to see. You know, I've been rewatching this. Absolutely peak stuff. I know that there is like a big fucking, you know, ultimate geek nerd collection thing where they have like D&D dice and shit in in the story, which is really cool. That's like 500 quid. Not gonna get that, but yeah, you know, it's just it's reaching this point, right? We concluded last time with Jinx solidifying her fate to Jinx now, you know. It's really going to make the story with Violet and Caitlyn, you know, and Jinx together all really interesting. Has Violet now really accepted the fact that Jinx is now who her sister is? That the person that she was before, you know, in the Vanda era, Powder, is dead? Or is Violet really going to finally accept that, you know? I think so, because there was nothing more solidifying in that finale than the fact that Jinx really chose her destiny, with Silco calling her perfect, and now we've reached a point in the story where there is no return. We have started war. Jinx has started war between the Undercity and Piltover. And yeah, you know, we spent a long time in the story trying to prevent this. All the way from Vanda to Silco, you know, everyone wanted to just do this peacefully. But in the end, Arcane is a story where almost no happiness can come from. No happiness can come at all. And Jinx shot a fucking missile with pinpoint accuracy, by the way, at the council. That is insane. So obviously, right off the bat, we'll probably get a brief preview, or a flashback to what happened last time as a refresher. In terms of characters that can die, you know, obviously someone's going to die. Based off of course, you know, Caitlyn's particular reaction and her wailing out at seeing that missile go to the council, more than likely, Mummy's going to die. You know, Mummy is going to be one of the prime characters to kill off in the in the attack, you know. Other than that, there's just fluff characters in the council to die, with only the really important people that should probably live. You know, Mel, Jace, Victor. I think those are the only three in the room who had any kind of, like, relevancy to what was going on in the story right now. So, I wouldn't say to get out without a scratch, but I would say more than likely, obviously, those three are going to survive and see, you know, at some point they're going to continue the story of Arcane here. I think it would be kind of cool if they got like some scars or something, you know, like some, like Mel's face gets a little, you know, deformed, a little like charred, you know, possibly loses an eye to mirror Silco, or that could be Jace's role, you know. That the same kind of thing happened there, where they get a permanent injury through Jinx's act of terrorism, and we get that. The interesting thing is that Victor's also in the room, right? I'm curious if because of what's going on with Victor's body right now, where he's kind of fused a combination of, you know, his shimmer blood, the hex core magic, you know, into his body to create what he is right now. I'm curious if the blast, because it is powered by hex tech, by the gemstone, if it in any way can mutate him further, you know? Because this is something I don't know about League of Legends, where I'm still, despite loving this series, I still know nothing about the story or the lore outside of just what Arcane showcases. I don't know if mages in League of Legends in general are actually, like, they have inept magic in them that is a part of their system, a part of their being, or if it is something like all magic in every way in Arcane comes from magic items. They come from staffs, they come from, you know, different, you know, like rings, stuff like that. Items that ineptly give people the ability to use magic that they study and master. Or if there is any case of, like, you know, just inept magic where no items are required, you know. But I am curious if anything like that could apply to Victor, where somehow the blast is a big magic attack, you know, of energy. It can somehow mutate Victor further to where he does gain ineptly, like, magic abilities, where he doesn't need an item to use them. He literally becomes, like, a gemstone himself. He becomes, you know, like a device himself to use magic and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of cool if Victor just becomes a mage through, ironically, Jinx's act of terrorism. That would be pretty fucking funny to see. But, you know, that could be something to see. And obviously beyond that, you know, you've got, like, Mel. She denounced her spot in Noxus. Now she really kind of disowned her mother, I think, with taking off that ring. What's going to happen with Noxus? You know, I doubt it's going to happen, but is Noxus going to come knocking at the doors now that Mel's mum came here specifically to gain weaponry to, you know, avoid the war that's going on in Noxus, and now war has just started in Piltover and the Undercity. So is she going to bring her troops here to really possibly, you know, massacre the entire Undercity, and we get an even bigger war than we already were planning? Especially if Mel gets, like, a big injury and is possibly incapacitated for some of this season. That could be a really big, like, moment. That could be a really big hit for her. Obviously, you need a bit of a time skip for that to happen anyway, but we get time skips in the middle of the acts anyway of Arcane, so that could be possible. It would be big if we got something like that, where Noxus really comes knocking on the doors, and the Undercity gets possibly overrun for a little bit, and we'll see what comes of that. But it is going to be interesting, right? It's going to be interesting. We're going to get a lot of transitions in this season. You know, is Violet going to become a full-on enforcer? Is she going to take the step to accept that she has to put Jinx down for good? You know, she made the promise last time that nothing will ever stop them being sisters, but even if that is the case, you know, will Violet have the will to put Jinx down if she realizes she has to do that? That Jinx is now a threat to both Undercity and Piltover alike? What will come of that? I don't know. You know, I really don't know, and it's going to be big. Jinx should also now be, like, Piltover's most wanted. You know, she should have, like, the millions, the possibly billions, you know, in terms of, like, wanted reward kind of thing right there. So I don't doubt that Jinx will become, like, the most wanted person in all of Arcane at this point because of this attack. Because she was already, like, the catalyst for the deal between Jace and Silco anyway. Now will she just be a point where Jace is fucking storming the Undercity, you know, handing out flyers, handing out reward posters for this blue goddess that she must be taken down, must be captured either dead or alive at this point, you know. It is a possibility. It is a possibility to see that. But it's going to be really fun just to see what's going to go on with that. Savika doesn't even know what's going on right now. Savika doesn't know Silco's dead. She doesn't know what's going on with Jinx. But those who never got along anyway, so what really is going to be the goal here? Is Savika going to be taking on Silco's role of just trying to make some kind of unity within the chaos right now that's going on. That you know, that Silco's death has brought, that Jinx has caused. You know, she's gonna find out that Jinx not only started this attack but also killed Silco. You know, and when she does find that out, that's going to be very, very fun. That's going to be very, very big to see what will happen there. But yeah, like I said, it's really fun, and I've had a little time to think about it, you know what I mean? It's taken so long right now that the fucking Season 2 has been released on DVD in full. I got the steelbook again. I do love the 4K steelbooks, by the way, are the ones that always retain Jinx's face on them. Violet takes the steelbooks for the regular 1080p versions, but they know the face, the best, the blue, crazed, fucking Harley Quinn-esque style goddess is Jinx. And she is always going to be the front and center face of the Arcane franchise, which is really cool to see. I don't know if Netflix, like... It seems like they are getting more accustomed now to releasing things physically on media, because a lot of their backlog doesn't do that. But they've released Arcane, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, they released Castlevania, BoJack Horseman, I believe, also has stuff, which is also another Netflix exclusive. So I'm not sure if we're reaching an era where like Netflix is just getting comfortable in releasing home media in general, like a year or two after the stuff's been on streaming services anyway. But it is cool that they did release, you know, and gave big additions to Arcane, even if I couldn't get like the most premium versions of the series on a home media. It's cool to get that, you know. And yeah, just I'm really looking forward to this. Like I said, we're at a crazy point where, you know, this series is so vast in potential that I'm just so curious what's going to come beyond this, right? Because at this point, like, this series is too popular to just let the IP die, you know, and there's so much in this, just in Season 1 alone, that could build up to more in the future outside of the Piltover storyline, you know, like Noxus. Are we going to get that war in the future, you know? Is whatever's going to happen in this season going to push Mel to actually leave, and we get Mel as like a primary character in a Noxus storyline, you know? Is something going to come of that? We can get stuff like beyond any of this, completely disconnected to anything happening in this current storyline, just to continue on in, you know, in Arcane, because I believe that I don't think they were like at the center when the game came out, but I believe that like Jinx and Violet are some of the earliest characters to be released in Arcane. And that was like, you know, 2010, like 2012 at the latest. Like, they've been here for so long now. And I believe there's like over 100 champions in League of Legends. And this series only contains a very, very small amount of them. And I don't even think every character in this of significance is even in the game. I think some of them, like Silco and Vander and Savika, are all like exclusive to Arcane. Well, it might not be anymore, but, you know, they were originals for Arcane, so, like, there's such a vast potential in this universe that, like I said, even if we end permanently the story of Violet and Jinx in Arcane in this season, like, this universe can continue going with different storylines potentially for a very fucking long time, you know? It's like, it is a bit like Vox Machina, where we got like Mighty 9 or whatever it was called, that takes place in a completely different section of the story, a completely different campaign with new characters, and, you know, we'll just get another story like that. So I don't know. It's not, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, like, maybe, you know, 5 years down the line, if there is anything more to come from the League of Legends like animated franchise, and if there is, I'll be curious. Very scared, of course, but curious. But anyway, guys, we've got episode 1 to do, following off of a crucial cuck cliffhanger in season 1. Let's see where we go with this. I did forget to mention it, but of course, there's also like the plot of like Heimeldinger and Echo right now, that they're in the Undercity. Like, Heimeldinger's hanging out with the Firelights, doing whatever they're doing, you know, clean airs galore. We're gonna somehow find a way to fix the air problem in the Undercity. Like, who the fuck knows, honestly. But guys, Arcane Season 2, Episode 1. It's finally here. Enough delays. We're gonna do it. 3, 2, 1, and play. another big thing is that because I waited for the 4K Steelbook to come out, I get the pure, raw, uncompressed, you know, like 50GB files that look the cleanest, the sharpest, the crunchiest in every way. I get to watch this show in pure peak quality. That's another benefit of waiting, even if it's not technically worth it, because a year's too long, but I'm sus. Alright, so we got, yeah, alright, of course Jace and Mel, they're okay. They're alive. That's most important. Oh, wow. Damn, Mel was the closest, like almost at the epicenter of the missile, and she's actually fine. Like, imagine if her, Jace, and Victor are the only, literal only survivors. I could also see that. Because like I said, there's very little to be gained from the other council members at this point. Okay, no, one more survived. I don't know that girl's name, of course. Yeah, the idiot with his toys gone, the robot's gone. Oh wow, this dude as well. This dude is alive. Yeah. If anyone had to die, it was her. Miss Caraman. I love how this is. I love just the cinematic view we're getting right here. Yep. I don't even know like how you would get rid of that thing anymore, honestly. I don't think just smashing it with a hammer is gonna stop it. That thing got injected with shimmer blood. It's almost become like symbiotic now, in that it's kind of trying to attract Victor to it. Again, it has infused with his blood, so that makes sense, but still. And we get a new intro, baby. Oh, hot. Oh, hot. Oh my god, what the hell? We're getting everyone in their fucking pajamas? Alright, so the theme hasn't changed. It didn't need to. Yep. Mummy. And the one who lost her mummy. Oh my god. Oh, dude. So is Mel's mum gonna take like a very active role in this season? Given that she's like the warmonger of the story, she's gonna take over like Piltover's main like armies. Oh. Dude, imagine Caitlyn starts seeing visions of her mum the same way that Jinx sees the visions of her dead family. Look out for yourself. Like, either way, Caitlyn's gonna be so bloodthirsty in this season for Jinx. Like, what the fu- what is Vi's role even gonna be? What is Vi's role gonna be? Like, Caitlyn's gonna want Jinx's head. The two blues of her life, like, wanting to tear each other apart. Oh my god, yes. This art is beautiful. All these NPCs, and then we've got Violet, the only one that matters. Gotta say, that body is very preserved for what happened. Is this the point that solidifies Vi's decision to put Jinx down? Dude, that moment is coming. Oh, we're not gonna get it for so long, but that reunion again when Violet sees Jinx, or Caitlyn, or both. I am so excited for Caitlyn in this season. Wasn't my favorite in season 1, but oh, has that changed? I mean, she's not my favorite, but you know what I mean. Violet knows what it's like to have a parent murdered. Another blue girl about to go crazy.
She was a great woman, a good friend. I don't know how we'll face this crisis without her.
You're gonna go gunning, basically.
To think we nearly extended sovereignty to the creatures who did this.
The creatures.
We're charged with imposing order. And we've been asleep at our posts. Well, my eyes are open. There will be no more fairy tales of peace until we scour our basement of its demons.
Oh dear.
So kind of you to assist Councillor Sallow, Mother.
As we are at war, I thought it prudent to solicit the advice of such an experienced veteran.
Yep.
Let us address the matter at hand. Our people are scared, suffering. They need to know their leaders have the situation under control.
An unprecedented show of force. We flood the Undercity with enforcers, armed with hex tech.
Innocents will be caught in the crossfire.
How many more counselors have to be blown to pieces before you finally wake up? We are under siege!
All this at the hands of a single individual, by the way.
What is she doing here?
Officer Kiraman witnessed the attack firsthand. She confirmed this was the act of a single deranged individual.
Jinx.
Silco is dead, the underground leaderless. If we follow your plan, we risk unifying them against us.
So what is your solution? Chastisement? A firm reprimand?
We use a division against them. Pin the attack on Jinx. Post a reward too substantial to ignore.
Yeah, we buy them out.
I'm not comfortable trusting our fates to chance. Jinx has proven elusive. Our healing can only begin once she's been brought to justice.
She does have a point, you know. Buy out the Undercity.
Then it's settled. 2-1. We invade.
There's that little left, huh? Because Jace, Jace stepped down, didn't he?
Such as these, it's imperative
He's not even a councilman anymore.
Front to the public, whatever your personal feelings.
How wise.
Hating the mummy as a point.
The invasion. But I draw the line at Hextech. We have an ethos. Such force must be a final resort.
Agreed.
Outranked.
Then it's settled.
Well, outvoted, I should say.
2-1.
That's really the tone of this season, man. Gloomy. Damn. And Caitlyn, you know, she might be acting calm as can be right now, but when she sees that blue go again, oh dear me. It's all coming out to show. Poor daddy. What do you even say?
I had the shot.
Like, honestly, she disarmed you when you had a fucking Gatling gun in your hands.
Your mother left this to you.
The Kiraman key? No, I'm not. I don't deserve it.
It's your legacy now, Caitlin.
Interesting. Oh, Vi.
What is she still doing here?
This is a very complicated situation. Oh no, man, I don't know how we even have room for romance in this season, but we might get something like that. Like I said, at this point, no, I don't know how the hell you're gonna get to that point.
Hey.
There it goes. Just wail it out.
You were right, Kate. Powder's gone. I can make this right. If you get Jace to fix the gauntlets, I can do this myself. No one else needs to get hurt.
Yeah, she doesn't want that.
No more rogue mission. No more reckless plans. My mother was right.
I think she wants
My
a bit
arrogance
of
led me to take on more than
Jinx
I can
herself.
win. She paid the price. They're sending all the enforcers after Jinx.
God damn.
I'm going with them.
Oh my.
Please, I have to help.
You can.
Dude. If we see her in a uniform, I'm
There's one
going
of
to
us.
flip out.
Kate, I can't wear this.
People are calling for blood. The council won't stop them. You can show they're not all of Zorn supports Jinx. We can show them.
Do you really think they'll listen?
Together.
They see one
I
of their
watched
own as an
them kill my
enforcer.
parents. Do you have any idea how that feels?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
literally, yeah! It just happened!
I thought you were on our side.
You didn't think at all.
Like, genuinely, Violet, what would you do if you encountered Jinx again, you know? What could you do? You might say Powder's gone, but is that really... Are you really willing to kill Jinx now?
Hey, watch it.
Oh.
Sorry.
Not my first.
Hi. Oh my god, we've got like a Vander imposing
all right?
figure. He is as big as Vander. Kinda looks like him too.
You, lose someone in the attack?
No idea who this is. Is this going to be a new support system for her?
How is he?
Same as before. Breathing. Pulse is consistent. Beyond that, your guess is as good as mine.
What the fuck? What the hell? The Hex Core did that to him? It's like a
What's it
cocoon.
doing to him?
It's like,
The Hex Core has been evolving, shifting through runic patterns faster than I can keep up. All I know for certain is that it's keeping him alive.
is it actually like a cocoon? Is it gonna evolve
It's the sort
him?
of puzzle Victor would love if he
It's
was-
like mutating his body with magic? Is he gonna come out of that and
It should be me up there.
then not
instead of
even
him.
looking like Victor anymore? Is it gonna be something else
Don't say
entirely?
that. He'll come back to us.
I still don't understand. He was right next to me. How does the explosion do that to him? And I just walk out without a scratch.
I mean, if we're being honest, like, I think all three of you got off a little too easy. Like, you and
There's
Mel,
no sense to these things, Jace.
like, you two got out way too unscathed,
How'd it go
honestly.
with the council?
My mother's entered the game. She's already gotten her hooks into Sallow, using his grief to make a play for Hextech.
Mel, I promised Victor. Never again.
It's all right. I handled it. I won't let them corrupt your dream. Caitlin was there. You might pay her a visit. She hides it admirably, but the poor girl's in so much pain.
Who couldn't be? Honestly, she just lost her mother. And she could have stopped it. She could have killed Jinx before that happened. It's guilt on top of grief. Oh god. Oh my god, she's literally fantasizing about killing Jinx.
Hey, Sprout.
She is literally fantasizing about killing Jinx.
How'd you find me?
Your dad.
Mother and I used to come here when we needed an escape. One of the few places we never argued.
I'm sorry I haven't been around.
How's Victor?
Alive.
I can't even tell if he's still in there.
Ever since it happened, three faces keep spinning through my mind. I see Mother when they found her, and every fiber of me just sinks like a stone swallowed in dark water.
That's natural.
But then there's Jinx, laughing.
That face.
I want to tear that laugh from her throat forever.
Kate.
I know. I just
Damn.
understand now
This is getting
how
hype.
easy it is to hate
Holy
them.
shit.
One vicious act. Then I see Vi. I asked her to put on a uniform. Suffice to say, she declined.
Vi, wear a badge.
For real.
She thinks those gauntlets of yours will solve all her problems.
What if she's right?
Hextech
That's
makes
how
us
she
alive,
thinks.
Jace.
That's how
It's not what
that's
they
how
say
people in the Undercity work. The strongest get the most, so even though that's not much anyway. Nice.
Nate, joined the Peanut Patrol. And I thought she had no sense of humor.
I like peanuts.
Who the fuck is this guy?
There's no point in sticking around up here. Except, I'm the one who created the monster.
Yeah, literally. Poor old Jinx literally said that last time.
Vi?
What? Who the fuck are you?
Who are you?
For real?
How do you know my name? Junior Officer Nolan. Maddie. And,
Maddie?
it's written on your face.
Okay, you said it with familiarity though.
So what is it? Random search? Escort off the property? Or are you just here to waste my time?
Search? No. No.
She
You're something of a legend
she
amongst
looks
the
younger
enforcers.
than you are.
Caitlin made quite a scene at the station when they tried to deny your enlistment.
Oh my
I
god.
have to ask, is it all true? You went after Silco alone when the council wouldn't back you.
Oh my god.
Took on his whole gang.
You've got a fan. You've got a fan.
She said, if every enforcer had a heart like yours, we could take on Noxus itself. Then she threatened to withdraw her family's funding.
Ooh.
Anyhow, I'm glad you're joining up.
She knows how to get what she wants.
After the sheriff betrayed us, well, let's just say, it's nice to know there's still good ones left.
How crazy to think, like, we're getting all these pushes to Violet joining the other side, seeing her literally shake hands with an enforcer, like, who would have thought? Who would have thought you'd ever get that? You know? I know Caitlyn's like a rare exception, but Maddie just walked into the show out of nowhere. Some super random, like, actually younger than Vi girl. Is this guy an enforcer? Is that an enforcer coat he's got on? I don't know. I don't know who this guy is or what to make of him. It looks like an enforcer coat. But everything in this show has like gold ascendments on it. Is that a goat?
One of the many privileges of serving as your counselor is having the occasion now and again to stand behind this podium, to behold so many, joined together not by birth or dictum, but by all that we
Who is
share.
this?
Our hope, our curiosity, our compulsion to leave behind us a world better than that before. These things we share are what make
no
us
way
one people.
There's no way this gets attacked, right? Because ironically, the thing is, like, Jinx might have started an uprising. Jinx might have ironically given the Undercity
Today,
hope that they can beat
we share
Piltover.
an unthinkable loss. Councillor Irius Borbeck, Councillor Tormund Hoskell, and Councillor Cassandra Kiraman were taken from us. But they shall not be forgotten. We commissioned this statue so we may remember them for the countless contributions.
Oh. So this dude's one of Silco's gang, I assume? One of Silco's gang.
We will find those responsible, and they will account for their crimes.
Awful, isn't it?
Oh no. Oh my god.
Losing a loved one.
Oh, it's the girl! It's the girl who Jace killed. That's the mother of the girl that Jace killed. God damn! Holy crap! Yep, some of the crime overlords. Imagine they just killed Mel like that, episode 1, instantly. This girl's got a goddamn chainsaw, people! Oh, I wish this show was a little more heavy on, like, actual graphic content. Imagine we just saw that guy get torn in half. Like unironically, yeah, what Jinx did kind of started an uprising. Piltover lost half its council, and now everyone's kind of confident in killing them. Even the Shimmer guards. This is no longer about Jinx. This is literally war on every Undercity member. can't beat these things without Hex Tech. God damn. Like, I like Jace, but is he really gonna win this? I guess so. Perfect shot. This is so good! This is so good! Oh god. Not easy without the gauntlets, is it? That diversion is crazy. Yeah. Even with Silco gone, the Empire rebuilt is still very much active.
Get the counselors out of here. I have an idea.
What are you doing?
Looks like the one girl that Silco let go as well. This crazy freak. Can't blame her though. Jace did kill her daughter. That's a double chainsaw. It's not quite the other one, but it'll do. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh come on, Violet. You gotta do something here. Or I guess the big guy. Vi's new drinking buddy, I get, you know. Like Vanda statue guy. Do it again. Do it again. Oh. Oh my god. Right on the spine. Holy shit. I'm just waiting for the guy. Where's the guy? Where's the big dude? There he is. It's like a massive alcoholic, but it's a unit on the battlefield, right? That's not good. I don't know how you're getting out of this one, honestly.
For my son.
Oh, it was your son. Mel? No! Oh my! And now you owe her again. That's a big one.
Come on.
Yeah, that's not your weapon. You don't know how it works. You're just not a hammer girl. You're a brawler. That is so cool though, combo move! Ah, great. Oh, god damn it. Not bad. Noxus people, huh? Yeah. Mummy's taking the reign now. I mean, there's no argument left to be made, you know? It's not just Jinx anymore. Like, all of Silco's, like, contingency plans and everything are coming out now. Jinx had nothing to do with this. So I really doubt, yeah, this girl's gonna just sit there and let it keep happening. Was this the turn, though?
Thought for sure you were gonna get yourself killed.
That's exactly what Vi needed to see to get on their side.
A memorial? What kind of animals?
They wanted the spectacle. Alright, they're trying to scare you.
Crap.
All they did is piss me off.
Yep. Oh, Caitlyn is twisting.
You need to find a way to call off the invasion.
What?
This battle was on your soil. Down there, you'll be on their terms.
None of this is on our terms.
Maybe you should change that.
Well, I don't know how, okay? She dies and leaves this giant hole, and I'm just supposed to fill it.
Yep.
Like she was never there to begin with.
Hey, you won't. The hole gets smaller, but you
Never
fill
fills.
I was wrong to spring the badge on you.
What can you do now, Vi?
It's just every way I slice it. If I go after your sister alone, one of us comes back in a box. It's all coming apart.
No, it isn't. We won't let it.
Like I said, if you put that badge on, you're not just fighting Silco. Everyone you know in the Undercity will view you as a traitor,
Merit of your birthright, Caitlin.
regardless of reasoning.
There's wisdom in that. But remember, you're a Kiraman.
This is what you asked for. Heavy is the crown.
What the hell?
Sunrise, ashes rain down. Try to hold it in, but it keeps bleeding out. This is what you asked for. Heavy is love. Heavy is
What on earth am I looking at? Oh dear.
the crown.
What the hell?
Never in our lifetimes has Piltover's leadership been forced into the dungeons of our capital.
Oh, you got dungeons.
Here we are. Does anyone still doubt that our enemy is greater than one deranged individual?
It just takes
How
one
did they
spark
sneak
to
some
light
of
the
these
to light a
things
fire.
into the ceremony. I thought we took every measure to secure it.
They must have had help from someone up here.
We can't afford any more hand-wringing. If we do not defend ourselves with Hextech, our principles will mean nothing.
We aren't prepared for a full-scale invasion. The Undercity's attack
Oh my
proved
god.
that.
This is a closed council.
Oh my
meeting.
god.
Who
Yo,
let you in
yo,
here?
we've got like
I am a decorated officer.
got like the
leader
chief
of House
Karaman
Fury.
now.
Address
Yep.
me with respect, or keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
I will lead a strike team into
And you
Zorn
know,
with
like,
3
Mel's mum
objectives.
is gonna be like, she's gonna really like
Okay,
Caitlyn in
Jinx.
this mode. She's gonna respect
Mantle
her.
Shimmer. And neutralize any agents still loyal to Silco.
What makes you think you'll fare any better than our forces today?
Yeah, she's got the right motivation for it.
We've got a few surprises of our own.
Yep. Oh no. Oh no. Hex-Tech sniper rifles, Hex-Tech shield, Hex-Tech shotguns, pistols, everything. That dude was an enforcer, I guess. And of course, the new Mark II versions of her precious god. Oh my god! Oh! She's got the whole suit. Oh my god! Holy shit! I mean, it doesn't look as good as what her usual design, but just seeing her in the fucking... seeing Violet in her enforcer uniform is crazy! Dude. Oh. Like episode 1 or 2, Violet, season 1, begging Vander to take up the arms to like, attack Piltover. To season 2, episode 1, where she's in the goddamn uniform! Like, how far we've come. Oh my god, this guy. Siege? Was it Siege or Singe? One of those two. It's this guy's name. I'm not 100% confident on his name, but I think it is either Siege or Singe. Yeah, the dude just in the background doing his experiments on the Shimmer bot, on the Shimmer mutation thing. I think this is the first ever episode of Arcane that didn't feature Jinx. Because, well, we did get the shot of her in Caitlyn's vision. We didn't actually get Jinx on screen. Because every episode in Season 1 did have Jinx. I think her least used appearance, where she had the least going on, I think was in episode 5, but she had like her baptism from Silco in episode 5, so she was still in that episode. But this is the first one I think we haven't had anything of her in real time, which is crazy. You know, that's insane. That's actually nuts, but there is so much going on right now. Like, Violet's an enforcer. I don't know, maybe the game did allude to this, so it wasn't like a big shock for too many people, but Violet is an enforcer. With her girlfriend, who's on the hate rage boner for her sister. She's got a thing for blue, as we can tell. Oh... Woo! We are getting there, guys. We are getting there. Holy crap, guys. What a opening to the second season of Arcane. Like I said, you know, just going from season 1, act 1, you know, of Violet begging Vander to make an uprising, to start some kind of revolution, you know, to want to create a better world for Powder, you know, and the method she only saw through that was the bloodshed of the Piltovers and loosening their control on them. Now we're at a point where, through insane circumstances, Violet is wearing the Enforcer gear, which is crazy. And there are a couple of reasons I think that, you know, obviously, like, she's mostly lost faith now in the idea of you know, getting through to Jinx, getting through to Powder at this point. She did acknowledge that Jinx has completely taken over Powder's being and she is now dead. Powder is dead. The memory of her sister is gone at this point. And, you know, at that point, there is very little she can do to really stop the Enforcers, you know. And I'm curious if a main reason she might have done this, beyond just, obviously, seeing the carnage, seeing how, like, the war has begun now, seeing the thing that she envisioned for so long is now started, getting connections, getting to see the other side of you know, of the world of Piltover. You know, she is seeing just how bad this can be for both sides. But also, I'm curious if it is to at all try to directly influence and calm Caitlyn down, because Caitlyn is obviously on a trip right now. She is, furious, she is vengeful, she is literally looking out specifically for a prime target, which is Jinx. And obviously, I mean, we saw she's literally envisioning Jinx and shooting her, So I'm curious, if part of her reason for doing this is also just so she can keep an eye on Caitlyn, to try and stop Caitlyn from going too far. Because right now, it's getting concerning. Caitlyn is even using terminologies that is very popular, is very much a common theme in Piltover, calling the Undercity animals, degenerates, scum, seeing them as lesser beings, when one of the main things that drew these two together was Caitlyn's vision of actually making a difference and making things better for both sides. Not outright independency like what Silco wanted, but, trying to find a bridge and building a bridge so that neither side has to suffer the consequence of the other anymore. And now Caitlyn is kind of throwing that away. Caitlyn is on a singular path right now that leads to the death of someone that that Violet loves. And, the part of this could just be the reason that she wants to try and keep an eye on Caitlyn and stop her from doing something she might regret, or doing something that might get herself killed in the process, because she doesn't really have a big track record right now. She literally had Jinx at gunpoint last season, and obviously Jinx was high on Shimmer, but she still managed to, disarm Caitlyn from that. And, it just goes to show that while Caitlyn is good, Jinx is just better in terms of fighting, in terms of combat, in terms of, like even just like long range combat, like guns and bombs and shit. She's got the upper hand, because a lot of it is just primarily instinct of being someone in the Undercity of Jinx's caliber. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to come from that. But, this was really cool. This was a really fun, structured episode. Like I said, entirely the POV of this one was on Piltover and the aftermath of Jinx's attack, to the point where we didn't see Echo, Savika, Jinx, anyone in the Undercity. So I'm going to assume, structurally, we're doing going on Act 1 of Season 2. Next episode, we'll get Jinx, we'll get Savika, we might get the Firelights, that storyline, and we'll keep it entirely focused on them. And then one episode of Piltover, one episode of the Undercity, and then obviously for the final part of Act 1, we will get the attack, whether it be an attack from, the Enforcers first, or Piltover, or the Undercity attacking again. We'll get a conflict with those two sides, and very possibly a meet with Jinx, It's going to be very interesting to see how they do structure this season. I can't imagine that we will just get 3 acts where the finale is always just, Vi, Caitlyn, finding Jinx and confronting Jinx in a battle, and then for some reason, one or the other side gets away in the end, and nothing's really resolved. I don't imagine we'll go through it like that, but I do think that's how we'll go with Act 1 specifically of this. Because we've got to get that. We've got to get that, reunion once again with Caitlyn, with Violet, seeing how Violet would react to Jinx, seeing how, Jinx would react to Violet now, to Caitlyn. I mean, I think Jinx wouldn't give a shit about Caitlyn. I mean, she's kind of whatever. She doesn't even know she killed her mum. But Caitlyn is going to be, out for blood, and a part of me wonders if Jinx would actually respect that, if she would respect the idea that, she's gone so far down now, she's basically just what Jinx envisions as a Piltover Enforcer to be, which is just, undiscriminately attacking, slaughtering, the Undercity, and we'll see. We'll see how far down this path Caitlyn is going, because right now, obviously, she's taken the reign of Marcus, becoming the Enforcer girl, the commander, and she has all the resources she could need to actually manhunt Jinx. It's kind of camouflaging the idea of, we're trying to stop the war in the Undercity, and we're trying to calm it down and, use the Enforcers to really stop it. But the primary goal in Caitlyn's mind is to find Jinx, and we'll see what comes of that in the future. But I am really excited for this, of course. Like I said, it seems like, Mel and her mother, that's a big thing going on right now. It seemed like, Mel's mum, the Noxus girl, did kind of respect Caitlyn at the end there for, the strength she showed, the determination she showed, and the people that she governed to lead this, to lead this this line of enforcers into the Undercity, which is really cool. It makes me curious if she'll get a more of a main role, possibly even in the role of a mentorship for Caitlyn, when, you know, in the art of war. And again, like I said, depending on where we go with this franchise, with Arcane in general, a lot of this season could, in the background, act as a build-up for a Noxus storyline, you know. Potentially, now that war is unavoidable on all sides, Mel has to also embrace the idea that this is coming. And possibly, like I said, it could lead to Mel going back to Noxus with her mother and having a lead role in another series, you know, assuming that Mummy makes it out of this season, which I still hope she does, you know, because I am curious legit in Noxus. They build it up pretty well in Season 1, and obviously it's a primary part of Mel's development, so I'll be curious to see what's going to go on with that. But yeah, like I said, just the resolution in general for this is what I'm really curious about, because there is no there's no, like, diplomatic solution to this anymore. You know, the attacks have happened, the fires have been lit, you know, like, Silco, who was the main person, you know, in charge of the Undercity, is gone, and none of the other, like, overlords, like, you know, like, the leaders of different sections of the Undercity are interested in talking at all with Piltover. There's no diplomatic solution to this. The only path right now seems to be extermination of one or both sides. It's really gonna be curious just how Arcane as a series does manage to end its run. Or I should say this, you know, this part of it. I don't know if, like, Arcane will be the primary name of the entire series, if there is more to come after this, but, you know, this storyline of Piltover and Zon, how we end this is not really clear right now, beyond just bloodshed, you know? And it does make a lot of sense, because obviously, like, Scene 1 of Arcane, ever, was the direct aftermath of the first war. You know, for, like, the Undercity's first real stand against Piltover, which, you know, has led to Vander finding Violet and Caitlyn, Violet and Jinx, you know, taking them in. Season 1, you know, like, we're threatening war, we're threatening, you know, the Piltover's going to push back on the Undercity, and we get that again and again and again, all throughout the story. Now we're at the point where it's finally happened, and, you know, like, how do you end this? It was so much build up of what we've got, and how do you theoretically end this positively? A part of me feels like Arcane is a series destined to end in great tragedy for both sides, and, you know, coming out of this episode, that hasn't at all changed. I feel like it might be even worse than what I was envisioning. We will definitely see that, because, you know, another reason I think really why I was so apprehensive to do this season is that I really feel like a strong possibility is that Jinx is gonna die. Jinx is gonna die at the end of the story. You know, Violet, more likelihood of dying, I think, than Caitlyn, but I feel like a majority of our main characters are probably gonna end up dead by the end of this story, and that is another reason why I didn't want to finish it, because that fucking sucks. Like, I love me when an ending isn't, like, purely, like, BS, you know, 100% victory for either side, but I still have a lot of attachment to characters that I don't want to lose, you know? But, like I said, this is going to be interesting, right? Although this has now evolved a lot more from Jinx to the entire Undercity, you know, the leaders, the crime lords, like the girl who lost her son, you know, she planned her own attack here. I'm curious if Jinx herself is going to become, like, you know, almost like a symbol for the Undercity to fight now, because although, you know, Silco tried to avoid it, Vander tried to avoid it, most of the Undercity have wanted this for a long time now. They've wanted to make a stand. They've wanted to push back against Piltover, and I'm curious if any way Jinx will become the most wanted person in the Undercity. But because of that, because Piltover is placing so much blame on Jinx, she, by consequence of that, becomes like a symbol of theirs to actually stand up and actually stand against the oppression they've been facing for so long. So it's going to be really interesting, I think, to find the role that Jinx is going to have in this season, because obviously right now she is just entirely a loner. She is someone that obviously has lost everything. You know, ironically, she is very much like Caitlyn right now. They parallel each other great. They both, through their own hands, kind of killed their own parental figure, and they are blaming themselves for it. You know, Jinx directly killed Silco, and Caitlyn failed to stop Jinx before she killed her mother. So both of them are going through the agony right now of killing their own parents, very indirectly here, because neither one was intentional. And, you know, it's just kind of curious because mostly in season 1 it was Jinx being the loner, the lone mechanic, the lone bomber, you know, with Silco offering guidance along the way. Now that Silco is gone, like, we can't just have Jinx alone, you know, like, what's gonna be her support system, if any? But there's no way we're gonna get just Jinx with no one else in the story to balance off of that insane quirky attitude, right? I want to see more of that, but I'm curious if we're going to have to, you know, introduce some new characters in this, because everyone that Jinx knows is against her. Everyone she's ever cared about, everyone she's known both as Powder and Jinx, like, you know, Saviko doesn't like her, never has. Echo is with the Firelight, she's, again, actively working against Silco and against Jinx. Violet chose the Enforcer side of things, you know, so everyone she's ever known is against her in some way now, that I'm curious if we do introduce. Like I said, if she is going to be seen as a symbol, maybe she actually ironically gains some followers and she gains some people to actually join up with in terms of, like, a squad of her own, because she needs something right here. You know, Violet, in this episode, gained, you know, like, Maddie, the girl, she's gained, like, a drunk friend to, like, a weird enforcer, like, Vander-looking guy to, you know, have. She's gained, like, a pseudo squad on her side, that I'm curious if we'll parallel that with Jinx here. It's just gaining some people that might, you know, be more accepting of her her crazy antics, shall we say. But it's going to be really cool. It's going to be interesting to see where this is going to go, of course. I cannot wait to see where the resolution in this story is going to lie. And in general, you know, there is just so many plot points, so many parts of this to actually break down, to, you know, take in. It's going to be really cool to see. You know, I mean, we've still got Victor. What the fuck? He's like in a cocoon, like evolving right now through Jinx's attack, which is very, very funny to think about. You know, they at the very last second of this episode teased Singe, I think. You know, with like that twin-headed wolf thing. I know that a 3-headed like beast is a Cerberus, but I don't know what I know what the specific term is for a double-headed like beast. It's not a Cerberus, because Cerberus is 3, but I don't know what a double-headed one is called. And I think 4 of Beyond is just a Hydra or something. But in general, you know, he's never one to bring into this. You know, the guy that literally saved Jinx's life, fixed her up. Silco and sorry, not Silco. You know, the Firelights, Echo and Heimeldinger are still working on. They might be working on, like, the solution to finding pure air in the Undercity. That could be a nice. That could be a nice thing to do in the background, but I don't know exactly what that does for us right now, you know. But yeah, like I said, this is really fun to see. Obviously, big thing right now is going to be the confrontation. Jinx, Caitlyn, Violet, all 3 sides, very different reactions. I cannot wait to see what's going to go on with them. And yeah, like I said, in general, it's just going to be curious to see what's going to go on right here, because the Undercity have lost most of their leaders. Savika killed the one guy in Season 1, Silco died, and then, like, this girl, this grieving mother girl, got captured here. So, in general, we don't have a lot of forces actually, like, back behind in the Undercity, which is why I think Jinx could also become a symbol. But, yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to this. But, guys, that was really incredible. I loved Caitlyn this episode. I love how you really can see the spark inside Caitlyn right now. You can really see, like, she's not even hiding it. She is venting out to, like, Jace, her most trusted, you know, support system, that she wants to tear Jinx's throat out, you know, personally, and end this. And, you know, Jace is at the point now where he's literally building weaponry for, you know, for the Enforcers. He's building Hex-Tech machines of destruction that he promised Victory never would, and, you know, that's a lot. That's a lot to actually. That's a lot of power in someone who's as bloodthirsty as Caitlyn right now. So I am looking forward to that shit. Oh my god, Caitlyn this episode was probably the best part of it, and I'm so looking forward to that confrontation. But I know it's not going to happen until at least episode 3. But I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait for it. So guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Arcane. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time we do episode 2. Until then.